Neighbors who come together, solve problems, create community, and a better way of life. We went on the local scene in Plymouth to learn about the Manomet Community Healing Garden.
I was on a couple of committees and in the town, and a friend of mine who has had some medical challenges came to me, and she's a lifelong resident of Plymouth. And she has noticed, and she related to me, that people around the country, even in our own community, have, over the past couple of years, have been at each other's throats. And the division is just so palpable. And she says, I wish that we could have a healing garden within this town. So she asked if I could use my influence to do it. So I went around town, I started working on it, and after working on it for a while, on the committees, we were told that we don't have the authority to do something like this. So at that point, we could have just dropped it, but I said, no, I made a promise. And I went and started to look for alternatives. And fortunately, I found Carol Gurin, who is a great, great resource. And we worked together on this, and we found a partner with St. Bonaventure. And our goal is to have a garden to grow vegetables, but also to grow friendships.
Bill Arienti approached me approximately 2.5 years ago at the Plymouth Public Library, at the main library. We started a fruit orchard and raised beds. And Bill told me about this idea that he had with another person from Manomet about creating a healing garden for the village to bring people together, a place that it could be peaceful and people could garden together of all ages, of all economical status, of all abilities, to bring people back together because during COVID, people seem to go to such extremes and separate. And so the idea is to have a healing garden, a place where people can get together and spend time together and create food for the community in the food pantries.
Well, I can see that there are a lot of people invested in this garden and in this space, but they're invested in more than just the space. They're invested in what it means for Manomet and for finding ways to come together. And I think it's true, we need everything that we can get, every way that we can find to come together, we should be doing it.
We've got a list of contributions. All these beds were donated and built right here by Matt Sheridan, the house builder, and the underground water service that goes to every bed was put in by McKay Plumbing and Rick Clayton. And the Home Depot was great with us, and a bunch of other businesses in the community have been really great. And the people, they've been reaching out. Once they saw it on Facebook, they've been coming, and our membership is up to around 60 people, and it's all within Manomet. So, and some people don't even want a garden. They just love the idea of having something like this.
We had a local engineer, Steve Cartwright, drew up the CAD drawing for the design of the garden. And then we adjusted all the details on that. Originally, we were going to do the garden at the Symes house. So the original design we changed because in the end, the Symes house didn't work out for the town. And then Bill approached St. Bonaventure Church and Food Pantry, and they said yes. So it became a bigger garden, and now we have a garden set aside specifically for the food pantry. Outside, we have a back area for a fruit orchard. Presently, we have 3 apple trees, different varieties, and 2 pear varieties. And we're also going to plant 2 native pawpaws, which, if people aren't familiar, if you know what a papaya is from the Mediterranean climate, these pawpaws are native fruit trees from this area that we're bringing back. Bill's idea was to do a pumpkin patch that we could donate to the Boy Scouts and they could sell them to raise money in the fall. We're not sure if they want to do it, so for now we're just going to have volunteers help us grow the pumpkins, and then maybe we'll sell them in the fall as a fundraiser. And then we have a pollinator bed right next to the pumpkin patch, which will all be native pollinators, which we're buying from Native Plant Trust in Framingham, which used to be the Wildflower Society of Boston. They have a native forest up there that you can go and peruse through, and they sell beautiful native perennials that are, you know, already established. So we're going to buy a bunch of those for the pollinator garden. The only other part is how we're getting the plants for the food pantry garden, is that a local greenhouse here called Dutchie's has given us the use of their greenhouse to start all of our vegetables, which has been fantastic. I've learned so much from Ted over there at Dutchie's, and we have so many beautiful cold weather crops already grown, and really appreciate them giving us that opportunity to use their greenhouses.
Right now, the federal government is cutting all of the subsidies to the farmers who supply food pantries. And this being our first year, we didn't expect that. We expected to augment what was going to be brought. Now, we don't know how much is going to be brought in through outside. So we may very possibly be the only produce, fresh, organic grown produce that people who are financially challenged can get. So I believe right now we're going to be vital to the community. I want this to be the beginning. Not just the garden, we want to expand the garden. Next year, if everything goes right, we're looking to put at least two hydroponic towers here, so we could really excel at the rate of giving the food pantries their vegetables. But what we want is people, once they start working together and joining, making friends, we want to start, the association wants to start a civic association. So gardening is just separate, but people will get together. We have ham and bean dinners, have spaghetti dinners, have nights out, have weekends that we go, have an outing or something like that. Something that bring people together. That's all we're trying to do.
The Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Manomet Community Garden in recognition of its role in fostering community connections, promoting sustainable living.
Our hopes for this project is that it's a space where the community can come together, of all ages and all, backgrounds, and work together cooperatively and enjoy the earth and nature and create a sustainable food system, and also to provide food for food insecure people, like people at the food pantry or people who need food, and also just a place where people can bring their children and pick an apple when the trees are ready in a couple of years, and get back to community and get back to sustaining the earth and being stewards of the earth.
I feel that poems that are occasional, in other words, poems that are written for specific events, are often the equivalent of a blessing on the event or on the moment. And I feel strongly that poetry does actually contribute that kind of grace to a moment. Not that I contribute the grace, but the poem contributes the grace, whether it's mine or something from Gerard Manley Hopkins or whoever it is. It's a way of adding a grace note to an already good thing.
Spirit of blessings, I feel like it's already a blessed place.
A blessing for Manomet Community Garden. Here, when we break this earth open, we begin to heal. With each seed we sow the food of common ground. Greens, tomatoes, and pumpkins, here small miracles will rise. What else do we sow? What else will we harvest? Bless this communion with one another and the earth. As sun works with rain and nature twins with nurture, let us count each dirt-caked hand a blessing. Let us stand our human selves in accord with our mother. Who knew that borrowed rakes and barrows and dripping brows, plus a level row of pavers laid between raised beds, could offer peace? How is it the wind-ruffled reds and greens of young lettuces could be the beginning of a cure? Let us bless these shared threads stitched through the torn fabric of our wounded world. And bless this garden, the medicine of kindness planted in these beds, a feast of already rooting in this communal soil.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button before you go. We'll see you next time.